In this lesson, I will be talking about the destructuring assignment syntax and the spread operator. The destructuring assignment syntax is a JavaScript expression that makes it possible to extract data from arrays or objects into distinct variables. So we can see that we can read several properties from an object at once and assign them to variables. So we define a const as an object, and we assign the value of objects here. But this object has key, value, and name, and because I am creating this const with key and value, if I look at those things, I get A and 345 as you should expect. So this is very cool because it makes life much easier when doing this kind of assignments. And it also works with arrays. So in this case, we do let array ABC equal R that we defined before as 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I do console log R ABC, I get the whole array, comma 1, 2, 3. Before ES6, you have to write a function like this. Function div num dim return num divided by den. And you can see the values here. You have to pass two parameters because there were two parameters in that original function. So in the last case, if you do div3, it returns null because it doesn't know how to evaluate that. It doesn't have two parameters. And also the order of the parameters is important. In ES6, we can expect the function as argument to take an object and access its properties. Like in this case, we have div ES6. Now, in the function, we pass an object with num, comma, then means denominator, equal 1. That means that that's the default value. And then it returns num divided by then. And now we can pass the parameters in different order. As we see in the first example, we do num6, then 2. And in the second, we do then 2 num6, but they are equivalent because the function now knows which one is each is of the variables. And in the third one, in the third case, we have num3, but the then parameter has a default value, so this still works. So using an object, we don't have to remember in what order the function parameters have to be provided. And that's very cool. Let's talk now about the spread operator. In ES6, if you have an array inside another array, you can replace that array with its items in sequence using the spread operator. This becomes clearer looking at this example. So here I have const A and an array with 1, comma, spread operator. These are the three dots are the spread operator. And another array. And if I do a log of A, I get this array. This may seem like not much, but it's super versatile and useful. For instance, instead of concatenating two arrays, you can write const B equal one array, const C equal another array, and then const D, it will be a spread operator B, a spread operator C. It will return the concatenation of both of those arrays. So it will return an array with the items 9, 8, 3, 4, as we see here. Interestingly, it works also with empty arrays. So we could have an empty array there, and that will work. And theoretically, it will not work with primitive literals, numbers, etc. So if we put this, it should return an error or something. But for some reason, I run this example on CodePen, and it seems to work. Here is the link. And here is a CodePen, and this is the example that I was referring before. And if you see here, I get 1, 2, 3 when I do const G spread operator to spread operator F, which theoretically shouldn't work, but is working. So be careful with this. In this example, you can see the versatility of the spread operator with arrays. So we have an array with 5 elements, and then let's say let an array head, comma, spread operator tail, equal R. And if we look at the console and we say head, tail, we will see now that the head is the first element and the tail is all the other elements automatically generated. And it works with objects as well. So here we have a similar thing. We have A1 and then the rest. So it's pretty neat. Okay, now let's look at this case. This is a very interesting example because we have conditionals inside the composing array. So here we have an array AA and a const M, some condition that is a Boolean, and we can have false or true. In this case it's false. And now we have a const H, which is a composing array, and we have spread operator AA, comma spread operator, and here we evaluate the condition. So if the condition is true, it will return an array with M inside, otherwise it will return an empty array. And then we look at the value of H, and because in here the condition is false, it will return an empty array. So the concatenation or the composition of this will return an array with 1, 2, and an empty array doesn't add anything. So that's what we get. But it's very cool to have this conditional inside this. And here we can see what happens if the condition, instead of being false, is true. Then it will return M, and now we have 1, 2, 8, which is very, very nice. So in this lesson, I covered the structuring assignment and the spread operator, and both of them are super helpful when working with arrays and objects. So this is very important to understand, and also I think you will see this not only in this course but in many places because ES6 is getting more and more popular, and these are one of the main aspects of ES6. See you in the next lesson. Bye.